And we are just about ready, as we're going to get back underway here with our third matchup of today in the New England Amputee Cup. It'll be Overachievers versus AFC Schwein time. Overachievers just lost 5-2. Schwein time won earlier today in our first game 3-2. And we are underway. That one's laid off. Back to Booker. Now off to the near side for Moradike. Moradike pushes in the middle, and that's going to be cleared away by Chemo, all the way up to Overnesser. Overnesser working down the wing, beating out Lubin, who's then going to poke it out. It'll be a corner. It'll be Overnesser to take the corner. He's going to go long with it, and that's going to go up over every single person. And he'll go out for a kick-in. So Schwein time will have the kick-in on the far side. It'll be Booker, who had 2 goals in the first game. Him and Moradike, the goal scorers. That one's chested down by Brewer Lee, who kicks it along. It finds Moradike, who tucks it in! And Moradike gets a 1-0 lead up early for Schwein time. Just a few minutes into the game. It's nice when we have a little bit of cloud coverage here, though I can tell you there's not many clouds left, so that sun is going to start peeking out once again in just a little bit as we're underway in our third game here in the New England Open Cup. Trailing early are the Overachievers. They found themselves in that similar situation last game too, but in the end it didn't work out too well for them. Now pushed up by Lubin. He centers it off for Smith, as the wind's picking up as well. Lubin over to the far side looking, and Schweinitz just can't hang on to that one as it keeps rolling and goes out for a goal kick. Took a couple of deflections there. Henriksen. Readies the team as he's looking, and he's going to go ahead and try and chip it up towards Stock, but well, it goes as far as Schweinitz to Smith. Now here's Schweinitz. Booker gets around Arroyo Gutierrez. Now out to Moradike, and it's going to come off of Obenesser, and it's going to be a corner kick. Moradike is going to take this one. He whips it in the middle and deflected off, and Chemo and Booker can't get a clean connection. Moradike tries to sneak that one in on the near post. And it's off the side netting, though, out for a goal kick. Here comes, I was just about to take off my shades, because I don't need them, but I see the sun's about to come back out. As it's a goal kick given straight back away to Schweinitz. Here's Booker. And the center for Smith settles it. Now lays it off for Moradike. Already has 1 goal and tries for that near post once again, but just can't manage. It'll be a goal kick once again. Henriksen's going to go long with this one up towards Arroyo Gutierrez. It's curling towards out of bounds, shielded by Lubin. He'll keep it in. He turns back Nice quick cut there from Lubin. Tries to play down the wing and unable to extend that leg out is Moerdijk. There'll be a kick in coming up. Chemo. Now up for Obenesser. He's got Mann streaking down the wing. Cuts through that wing. Tries to find Mann, who's just going to let it shield on out. And it'll be a kick in. And takes it quickly to Obenesser. Obenesser to Arroyo Gutierrez. Flings off of his foot, but taken by Booker. He's going to clear it all by himself. He keeps on carrying. He's got Brewer Lee waiting. Schweinitz on the far side's making a run. Stolen back away by Obenesser. Obenesser curls back for help. Gives it to Chemo. Back to Obenesser on the near side. Thought about whipping that one in. Now he's going to lay it for Arroyo Gutierrez. Arroyo shoots in. Saved by Cunningham, who sticks that hand out. Now off to the far side for Schweinitz. Schweinitz all the way over for Brewer Lee and just escapes his touch. And he'll keep on rolling despite Moerdijk's efforts for a goal kick. All right, this cloud's got me confused now because the sun is like coming out and then it's not coming out. And I believe we have a kick is going to be called. I think a handball is actually coming back and being called on Brewer Lee. And Mann will set himself up over this one. He's got options across deep, but he's just going to opt to go with it short to maintain possession. Off to Chemo. Now up to Obenesser, who's stopped by Lubin. Juggled a couple times by Schweinitz. Obenesser's able to poke that one loose. It finds Chemo. He tries to cut it back, and I believe that one hit off the residual limb of Lubin. And that's going to be the call. And Obenesser will ask for his yardage as the wall gets backed up. Here's Obenesser. He's just going to go short, lays it off for Stock, back across the middle. Cunningham dives on it, gets a hand to it, can't keep it cleanly though. Picked back up by Arroyo Gutierrez. He tries to lay it back off, but poked away by Moerdijk. Brewer Lee gets an initial touch on it. There's Booker. Booker pokes it past. He's in a race with Chemo. Here's Booker with the shot, and it hits off the side of the post and goes wide. And it'll be a goal kick. But it was a good effort there, but off the left foot of Booker was always curling out away from net. And Brewer Lee and Booker will come off. In comes Fisher and Hammer. Henriksen will go short for Chemo. Curls back. Now lays it off for Obenesser. Up to Arroyo Gutierrez. Flicks up on him on the touch, and Lubin capitalizes on that. His pass only goes as far as Chemo. Now up to Obenesser. Arroyo Gutierrez making a nice run, flicks it up along for Stock. And does he have the ability to keep that in? He just about does before falling over. And since that residual limb touches down, that's going to be a free kick for Fisher, who goes along with it, looking for Hammer, but taken by Chemo. Chemo on different page with Obenesser. As the ball up for Moerdijk, it's a race between Chemo and Moerdijk. Moerdijk's going to win that race. He cuts back in, takes the shot blocked by Chemo, who's going to lay it off from Mann, who clears it away. Here's Obenesser. Just waiting. Trying to make him make the mistake. Gets past one. Lubin's there as the second defense. Shields him towards the byline, and it goes out. Lubin to take the kick. No, he's going to just leave it for Fisher to take this one. Fisher on the near side. He's probably just going to go long with this one, and that's exactly what he does. That one's going to roll all the way down, and Henriksen will let it go all the way out. It'll be a goal kick. They'll have to redo the kick as a substitution was going to be made for the Overachievers, and comes Gangler for Stock. And now Henriksen can go ahead. He's going to play up the middle for Obenesser. Plays it back for Gangler. Gangler tries to kick it up, pressured there by Schweinitz, all the way up, and Lubin, and he gets tackled by Connors from behind, who apologizes for the tackle. Looks like he might have just gotten stepped on. And Fisher is going to take it quickly. Gives it to Smith. Played off for Lubin. Gives it back for Fisher. Back to Lubin. Here's Schweinitz. That one hit off of the crutch, keeping it in, and so that's going to be a free kick the opposite way for the Overachievers. Looks like Chemo's going to take this one. Lays it on into Obenesser. That one played up the wing. And now off to Smith. Fisher. There's Mordite. Cuts back in. Tries to lay it off. And it's going to be a handball off man. Just off that left crutch. A free kick in a tempting area here for Schwein time. We'll see what they choose to do on this free kick. Fisher's going to line up over it. Chemo's not going to give him the space just yet. Make the ref have to mark it off. And now the sun chips its way back out. Fisher over the free kick. He's going to rip it. Comes right off of Chemo. Falls for Hammer. Can't get the shot off. Hammer gets a touch off Chemo and just cleared away. No nonsense there from Gangler. And I believe it's a corner kick. I mean, either way, it's right there in the corner either way. But officially, yes, it is a corner kick to be taken by Fisher. He whips this one in towards the middle, but it never makes its way in. It's off the side netting. And so a goal kick. Laid off to Chemo. Up for man. Just waiting. Now over to the near side for Gangler. Back to man. Man pushing through the middle. Gives it to Obenesser. Over to Arroyo Gutierrez, who tries to center it across, and Lubin clears that one away. And it's a corner kick. Arroyo Gutierrez just trying to fix his cleat. And now good to go. Obenesser sets up over this corner. Lays it off for Chemo. Gives it back to Obenesser. He's going to serve this one across. Cleared by Fisher. Obenesser takes it down. Still has time. Now guarded by Lubin, tries to go with the flip-flap, but unfazed, Lubin just pokes that one out of bounds. Corner kick once again. Obenesser setting up once again for this corner from the near side. Puts it in the middle, takes a couple deflections and then just kicked out by Moradike, taking no chances with that one. That one's centered on in now. Here's man. Hesitates, waits. Turns around before it gets poked away, and it's going to roll all the way, and that one's out. And it's going to be a kick on. So it'll be Chemo to take this kick in.
Let's go.
Chemo lays it in for Obenesser. Gangler. Now Obenesser. Up to Connors. Flicks it to man. Settled. Looking for Arroyo Gutierrez, taken away by Fisher. Looking to start the transition. Here's Brewer Lee. He gets a touch to it. Off to Fisher. Fisher has Schweinitz. Schweinitz is in on goal, but it's poked away. A great job getting back was Obenesser. Schweinitz just couldn't control it and he just needed half a second more to be able to get the shot off. Chemo tries to go long, headed down by Booker. That one floats over the head there of Schweinitz, and it'll roll out. It'll be a kick in now. Laid on up for Connors. Pressured by Booker. The shot that takes a deflection, and it's going to go on out. That's going to be a corner kick coming up. Man is going to set himself up for this one on the far side with the right foot. Will be the in-swinger. Chemo now coming in late, tracked by Lubin. There goes man. He whips that one in, headed down by Booker, settled by Schweinitz. Up for Brewer Lee, taken by Gangler. There goes Moradike. He's pushing with pace. Henriksen's going to come off his line and Chemo turns around Brewer Lee from Henriksen. That's one to remember. Keeps the lead at just one. Now Chemo trying to be poked away by Fisher. Gangler pops that one up, headed down by Moradike. Gangler gets a touch on it, but actually hits it forward. It's a race between Chemo and Schweinitz. Schweinitz is going to win this one. Defended. He's now waiting for help. Schweinitz, he's going to play it across for Brewer Lee. Finds Lubin. Lubin can't quite control it. Now gets a settle on it. Defended by man. Cuts inside. And lays it off, and that's taken by Obenesser. Now here goes Arroyo Gutierrez. Defended by Booker. Now pushing our numbers from the overachievers. There's Obenesser. He's got man on the far side. Now lays it off for Connors. Connors tries to play it one time towards man, and it's going to roll on out. And I believe we got a player down, Gangler. It looks like he's might be cramping out there. Just have a quick stoppage. Not a whole lot of time left in the half. That Gangler is able to get himself back up. Left. It's just been a cramp. Stock will come on in for him. Probably going to be about another minute and a half left in this half. Cunningham sets up for the goal kick. Lays it off for Booker. Now Fisher. Goes past Berlin. Moradijk is there. He settles it down. He's going to shoot. Closing the legs was Henriksen. Once again, making a save with the legs. And that's going to do it for the half. A last chance opportunity there to try and extend their lead. But the Schwein time can't quite do it. They'll head into half with a 1-0 lead off of the goal from Owen Moradijk here in game number 3 of the New England Open Cup 2026. And we're about ready to get going for the second half here, as the Overachievers trail AFC Schwein time 1-0. The goal coming early on from Moerdijk. It'll be Ober to kick things off. As the refs just coming together. And we'll kick off and get underway. No, we're gonna restart. Hold on, we'll start up again. And I think that was the confusion, that we had the wrong team kicking off. And so now we can get underway. AFC Schwein time. Now Booker. Over to Moerdijk, who looks to swing it all the way to Schweinitz. He gets a touch on that one. He's just waiting, trying to body feint. Now back to Fisher. Fisher's going to take the shot, blocked by Chemo. Smith gets the rebound, lays it off for Booker, who's going to try one from distance, and that one goes out, and it'll be a kick-in on the near side. Taken by Man. Goes all the way for Lubin, who takes it away. Now here's Fisher. Over for Moerdijk. Lubin calling for it there to the back stick. Trying to go with the scorpion kick. He just couldn't get a touch, Lubin. And it goes out for a kick-in. That would have been one of the more pretty goals we've seen today if he was able to make that clean connection. Instead, a kick-in for the Overachievers, who are still looking for the first tally of the game. Now here's Ober, the captain. Gutierrez is going to keep on trailing. Fisher pokes it away. Booker lays it off for Cunningham. Going to wait now, back to Fisher. Now Cunningham. There's Fisher. Plays it up the middle for Smith, who's positioned. Smith laying for Booker, and then hang on to it. Slams his crutches in frustration. Connors will take the kick in. Just looking for his open options. Plays it in, well taken down by Keith Mann. He's got Smith on his back. Keeps on carrying through the midfield. Now here's Obenesser, pressured by Lubin, cuts it back inside. Still Obenesser. Now pushing all the way, switching sides, and him is Lubin. Pokes it around Lubin. And just going beyond and out of bounds past the goal line. There'll be a kick in, or a goal kick, excuse me, for Schwein time. Cunningham will set this one up. Cunningham gonna go up for Moerdijk, settled down. He plays it in for Smith. The 1-2 beautifully done there. There's Moerdijk. Lays it back for Smith. Smith takes a touch, rips a shot. Blocked and saved by Henriksen. Now gives it up for Arroyo Gutierrez. That was a nice combination play there from Smith and Moerdijk. Taken a nice step up by Booker. Booker lays it for Moerdijk on the bounce, able to get it in. Laying down and getting the grab there is Henriksen, who tries to distribute quickly by Fisher. Fisher rips a shot, comes off of Man. It's going to keep on rolling. Moerdijk is going to shield that one out, and it'll be a corner kick. We've discarded the second ball on the field. We can get back underway. It's Moradike to take this corner on the far side. He whips that one in, curls to the back stick, and Schweinitz unable to cleanly hit it, cleared away by Mann. Schweinitz is going to go quick to Booker, back to Schweinitz, centered in towards the middle, cleared by Chemo, and a foul is going to be called as Fisher came barging through. And looks like both parties are okay. Chemo able to get back up on his feet. As he just has to fix up his shin guard, which swung all the way around back into his sock, and it'll be a kick in as the overachievers will have this free kick coming out. Chemo would take this one. Laid off for Henriksen, who's going to hit it straight off of Fisher. Laid back off. It's given to Schweinitz, who can't get a clean connection. He's able to keep it in, though, along the goal line. Pokes it back towards Fisher. Fisher gives it to Schweinitz. Tries to center that one and covered up as Henriksen's all over that one. Henriksen's lay it off for Chemo. Chemo's going to swing it from Mann. Mann pressured by Booker. Connors. Obenesser. Mann. Now Obenesser. Curls back. Lays it for Connors. Back to Obenesser. Facilitating through the midfield. He's going to go long. He's got Stock downfield and just plays it just behind him. And it's going to roll out for a goal kick. A kick in for Schwein time. Cunningham will just lay it for Fisher. That one's played up. Poked initially. Schwein does a good job to keep it in, and it comes off the head of Arroyo Gutierrez. And it'll be a kick in. Booker will take this kick. Played on into Fisher. Fisher carries. Back for Booker. To Fisher. Booker. And Fisher again. Booker. Cuts in. Plays it to the far side. Moradike rips a shot and just misses. Just missing on the inside. And actually, I think it took a piece off of Henriksen. And it'll be a corner kick. Fisher wants to take this one. This one reached in. Mann is the first one to get there. Booker will settle things back down. We'll give it over to Lubin. Fisher making a run. It's out to Moradike, poked away by Gangler. Moradike. Now Lubin. There's Smith. And Moradike. Pushes it into... There he heads it in! That was a beautiful connection. Fisher had put himself up there earlier, and Moradike finds him, and Fisher tucks it in to give them a 2-0 lead. So Schwein time finds himself up 2-0 0 here into the second half, as now Fisher is pushing once again. He wants another one. He's got some help in the middle. He's going to put it for Schwein, and it just goes beyond his reach. And roll out for a goal kick. They smell blood in the water. It'll be a goal kick for Henriksen. He's going to lay it off for Chemo. When it hits off the crutch of Royo Gutierrez, play will go on. Tries to find Obenesser, but given away to Moradijk. Now here's Schweinitz. Schweinitz settles things down. He's going to rip the shot. It hits off the backside of Chemo and bounces out to Obenesser. They don't have numbers, but Obenesser tries to take on Fisher, and he ran out of real estate. It'll be a kick in on the far side. Laid off for Booker. Now here's Fisher. That one blocked by Obenesser and rolls out. So once again, we'll have another kick in. Fisher lays it off to Smith. Now Booker. Fisher. He's going to whip this one in and head it away by Mann. Lubin gets around one. And Booker. And it's going to come off the leg of Schweinitz. And it'll be a kick in for Mann. As first we have a substitution. Stock coming out for Connors. Looking at his options. He's going to play it for Obenesser. Poked off for Connors. Connors trying to play that one time up. He's looking for Royo Gutierrez to find him. Kick in for Booker. Laid off. Now up towards Cunningham. Into the middle to Fisher. Fisher is going to play the long ball for Schweinitz. Chests that one down. Centers it in the middle for Smith. Smith gets a touch, just can't get enough off it. Now laid off. Fisher's going to try from distance. Getting down on top of that one is Henriksen, and he'll kick it out and away. All the way up to Arroyo Gutierrez. As there's a race for this one, Lubin's there as well. He's just going to shield it, lays it off for Cunningham. Tries to give it back to Lubin. Lubin up for Booker. Booker almost loses his positioning. Now switches the field over to Fisher. Here's Booker. One times it up for Fisher. Hits off his crutch, but advantage can be played. Laid off for Gangler. And dealt with. And kicked along in. Moradijk just can't keep that one in as it rolls on out. Chemo's going to go ahead and take this one. This one played all the way down towards Mann. Then waiting. Now lays it off for Gangler in the middle for Obenesser. Obenesser turning. He's thinking he's going to rip the shot. It takes a deflection. And I believe it's going to be a handball off AFC Schwein time. And it might just be outside the box. No, it's not. It's going to be a penalty. So a penalty is the call. Obenesser standing up over this one. And it scores. And, well, hold on. And now we're going to have a retake. I don't think everything was set up quite properly, so no goal yet for Overachievers after Jordan Obernesser just tucked it in past Cunningham. He'll get a second opportunity here, and Cunningham now, okay, it comes down to the mind games. Again, what does Obernesser do? Does Obernesser go the same way? Does he change his direction? Does he go down the middle? Cunningham looks like he went the wrong way and tried to track his way back. They're currently trailing by 1 goal. As now we just await the whistle. There's the whistle, the shot, and this one's off the crossbar. That's a tough break for Obernesser. As it's kicked on away, kept in by Chemo. And Fisher. Now Booker. And Fisher clears it away. Here's Mordike. Pushes his way all the way up, takes a deflection over to Henriksen, who stops the ball, and then passes it out to Lubin. Lubin lays it off for Schweinitz, and Schweinitz tucks it in on the opposite side. He makes it 3-0. And so after the penalty miss on the opposite side, coming down the opposite way, it's the captain, Tommy Schweinitz, who tucks it in and gives them a 3-goal lead. A 2-goal swing right there. Now a couple of changes. It'll be kicked off by Obernesser to Mann. Mann tries to get around 2. And he's able to beat out Fisher. And so Mann wins himself a free kick. Fisher's making sure he doesn't take it quickly. As Mann takes it with him in the space, and so, well, kick will be retaken. He's just going to kick it right off of Fisher. And I think he was telling him to back up, and he just wasn't abiding. Obviously, the two play with each other on the national team. As that one's kicked up to Lubin. Lubin's got Schweinitz on his right side, defended by Chemo. Lubin lays it off for Schweinitz, and it almost escaped underneath the legs of Henriksen. And it rolls out for a goal kick. We get a change. And I was wondering at first how that was called a goal kick. And it is indeed a corner kick, because I could have sworn it hit off of both of Henriksen's legs. Fisher will set up. He's going to whip that one, and it's going to go all the way out of bounds. And now we'll have a goal kick. Obviously, we had the stoppage with the penalty kick and all that ensued off that, but we'll see how much time is added on. Laid on over, now here's Gangler. In for Obernesser, stopped up by him. Defended by Booker. He's going to lay it off for Mann. Mann tries to turn around Fisher, and Mann tucks it in! And Mann gets the Overachievers on the board, makes it 3-1. And that's Mann's second goal of the day. Third if you count the own goal, but I don't think he wants us to count that one. And it's 3-1 for the Overachievers, though I think it may just be too little too late. This one's laid all the way back to Booker. Girls back. Trying to turn around Arroyo Gutierrez, and he's able to do so, and now works his way up the far sideline. Dishes it off to Hammer. Hammer works around Connors, kicks it out of bounds, unable to connect there with Booker. It'll be a kicking on the far side for the Overachievers. It'll be Kimo to take this one. Lays it for Henriksen. Pressure from Schweinitz. Back to Kimo. Lays it over to Obenesser. Takes his space. Now stepped up by Fisher. He's going to keep on taking his space. Now rips the shot. Stopped there by Cunningham. And that's going to do it for the end of the game. And Schwein is going to end the day with 6 goals and 2 victories on their hand as they win this one 3-1. There's a great job there by Schwein. While the Overachievers were able to grab a goal, they lose out once again. They'll have their final game tomorrow when they will be taking on CF Damon Hunters. Well, that concludes the 3rd game of today, but we've got one more coming up just soon. It's the Damon Hunters taking on the Gavengers to close out today's action. Again, final score here today for this game. It was Overachievers 1, AFC Schwein 3.